Howdy do, everybody. This is Rachel Saki from Los Angeles, and I have a little something to talk to you about today, and that's hair. Obviously, I'm wearing a wig, but I'm going to talk to you about what baldness is. Okay, the definition of bald is destitute of some natural hair growth from the scalp. So basically, being bald means that from your skull, okay, for those of you that don't understand what being bald is, from the skull, your head, your cranium, on the scalp. If you don't know where the scalp is located, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best to help you to understand. I am not that good of a tutor, but this is your head. This is the cranium. This is the scalp. Okay. The scalp is where hair follicles grow out, okay, to form a full head of hair, okay, naturally. Okay, it doesn't matter if you've gone to the barber and had a haircut to shorten the length of the natural hair which is growing out of your scalp, or if you chose to stay at home, take a pair of scissors, cut it, or even shave it. Bald means that nothing is, like, this is my forehead right here. I have a big forehead, so maybe this can help you to understand better. This is the scalp. This is the forehead. This is smooth with no hair growing out of it. That means this part is bald, okay? Because no natural hairs have the capacity to grow out of this part of my head. Back here is the cranium and the scalp. Thankfully, I was blessed with genes from both my mother and my father to today, in my early 30s, still have a thick, full head of natural, healthy hair. Thousands and thousands of healthy strands of hair is growing out of my scalp. Okay? And it's, but when you're bald, you're destitute. I would suggest, if you don't know the definition of destitute, look it up in your dictionary. And it means that you're destitute. You're no longer able to grow hair out of, or some natural hair grow out of your scalp. Okay, that's what bald means. When you shave, the definition of shave means that you are voluntarily removing hair from the face, if you have a beard, your legs, okay, if you have hair on your legs, or your head, etc. To shave is to cut off hair voluntarily. Okay, so I would imagine that we all went through kindergarten and we understand the difference between the definition of bald and the definition of shave, or to cut off. Yeah, the key to beauty is not to pretend that you're stupid for your own convenience when belittling others, but to appear to know at least something that's intelligent to your age group. If you are 30 and you are making fun of someone, telling them they're bald 5,000 times a week, and this means that and they have hair growing out of their head, but it's shortened because they voluntarily cut it, then that means that You were voluntarily ignorant, okay? I'm trying not to be too rude, and for those of you that personally know me, you can imagine what else is about to come out of my mouth. But I'm going to save myself and try to restrain me from those kinds of thoughts for the protection of any listeners that may still not understand the definition of words and make themselves become sick over a statement I've made. So my point is this. Well, my point is not actually focusing on people that are balding that seek some sort of change in their life and a better image to satisfy their own self and their self-esteem or whatever, however certain people may feel. But I was trying to also break down the two definitions of cutting off hair voluntarily versus being naturally bald, okay, first and foremost, and bullying, okay. There's an individual that they've got like a huge receding hairline. I've got a big forehead. Receding hairline I do not have, okay, because I've learned the differences between English words. I am from America. So I am intelligent and I know how to speak, read, and write. And chances are I know how to read and write a lot better than you. Therefore, making fun of me for being illiterate because I cannot speak your language probably is making you look rather stupid. Because I'll beat you in the end, I'm more intelligent. If you cannot speak my language, then I suggest you hire a tutor and reach for some goals, never give up, and sooner or later, you'll be recognized, acknowledged, and appreciated as well in a society that utilizes a universal language, which is pretty much global, and that would be English. Okay. To the others, okay, which I'm going to be nice to, potential clients of Bosley Hair Clinic out of Beverly Hills. Are you experiencing hair loss? Have you thought about hair transplant surgery? There's a hair restoration solution for you, and it's both for men and women, okay? A majority of hair loss is the result of one's genetic makeup. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. It doesn't matter if you're young or old. What matters is that genetically, if you came from parents that may have lost their hair or began balding, then chances are you've inherited that quality. Okay, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay, so the hair loss gene from your mother's or your father's side of the family. Fortunately, under my wigs, my scalp is filled with thousands of strands of strong, healthy, thick hair follicles. So I don't have that problem. And that's, I'm sure you're going to watch what I'm saying and set out a new goal to reach for the stars and figuring out how you can get me from this little statement I made in this one little video. Some psychopath is going to watch it and say, "Oh, really? I bet her that I can actually see the day that she's going to have cancer and be placed on chemotherapy and we're going to fry all the follicles out of her scalp." Because that's how psychotics think. They can't stand watching certain people live like they were born to live without figuring out a way to form hate toward them. You know, let me finish reading this and share this information with you and give you this referral. And then I have a little bit more to add, if the camera allows me enough time, because sometimes it cuts my little recording off. And then, you know, because I talk a lot. So, most men start losing their hair in their 20s, okay? Although natural balding may be attractive, that's my personal opinion. Although natural balding, I'm not saying Los Angeles, when I walk down the frickin' street, don't send 25 men to come up to me and introduce myself that have a huge bald spot on their head. Use your brain, okay? Just because I make a statement doesn't mean that I want to go holly-bopping on somebody's cock because I made a simple compliment. Jeez, okay? Stop acting like children and recognize that people can speak without being perverted or sexual or desiring lustfully what they're talking about. Do you want me to do the same thing to newscasters that are on television every morning with those huge silicone boobs and that itty-bitty waistline with liposuction and tummy tucks and those itty-bitty miniskirts doing the Doppler weather report? You want me to go and harass them like you harass me? Okay, let me finish my statement. It's very simple. It's just merely an opinion and a referral. Okay? God, people, use your head. You know, one day, LA and I will be able to get along with each other if you stop having that bullyish, I'm gonna force you to go my way attitude. Okay, although natural balding may be attractive on some ladies and men, and no, I'm freaking not a lesbian. I'm not gay. Don't send women down the street with a bald spot on their head trying to find out if they can go out on a date with me. I'm not a hoe, okay? And even if I am, it's none of your damn business. I can find tricks myself if I am a hoe. And if I'm just a lousy working whore, to where as a hobby I like screwing people, I'm a big girl. I think I can seek out, you know, sexual partners if I have the urge to do so, okay? No need to stalk me when I'm in public trying to cater to words that you heard come out of my mouth. You're going overboard. Okay. Permanent balding may cause low self-esteem in others. I want to refer you as a researcher. I'm not saying I'm a fucking scientist. I'm saying I do research. You know, like when you get on your computer because your child doesn't have enough food and so you want some buy one, get one free coupons, so you do some research in the local Sunday newspaper. Use your head. Come on. Stop overdoing and over imagining things that are coming out of my mouth. It's getting a little old and tiresome. So, I want to refer you as a researcher to Bosley Professional Hair Transplant Center. Bosley's main office is located at 9100 Wilshire Boulevard. No, it's not Wilshire, okay? It's Wilshire. Plain and simple, Wilshire. 9100 Wilshire Boulevard in the East Tower Penthouse, Beverly Hills, California, 90212. Okay, if you ever fantasize about living in Beverly Hills and you say want to have a nice experience about Beverly Hills, or whatever's going on in that mind of yours, if you watch Beverly Hills 90210 and you just want to feel like you're a part of Beverly Hills, why don't you take a trip to get a free consultation from Bosley today, okay? And like I said, their headquarters is located in Beverly Hills in the East Tower penthouse. You can call Bosley today at 1-800-985-6405, okay? 1-800-985-6405, okay? No, I didn't say 96405. I'm not mysteriously sending code messages or I have a lover by the name of O or anything of that nature. No, I'm not fucking President Obama and obsessing over him. I do not know him. Jesus Christ. Bosley has locations in Washington, and no, I didn't fuck anybody at Bosley Hair Clinic. Okay, I saw the damn website, and I figured, you know what? Somebody told me I was fucking bald, and I need to break it down to them, and also give a referral to those that really are bald. To Bosley, so you can really make it happen. Make your dreams become a reality. If you stare in the mirror and you say, because I have an ex-husband and I had to sit down and actually think for a second after he divorced me. He thought I was a little bit loud. I don't think I'm loud.
But that doesn't mean I have to overpay for their medications. That's why I always order.
But if he says so, he divorced me for irreconcilable differences. He's from Afghanistan. Anyway, he's bald. I realized after he divorced me, hey, he's bald. But you know what?
Attention parents and grandparents.
I never even noticed he was bald during the marriage.
If not, you're urged to call this toll-free number now because is accepting applications for their affordable grow-up plan. It's easy to help your child get off to a good financial start for just pennies a day. Free information will be sent to parents who call now. Or you can apply right now over the phone if you want. The grow-up plan gives your child $10,000 in whole life insurance protection now.
Okay.
It doubles automatically to $20,000.
Okay, so
at no extra cost.
It dawned on me after we got a divorce
$1,000 in total protection
that
health or job, 10 times the original amount.
That maybe he's a little self-conscious of his shiny head.
For just pennies a day.
And some people, they hide their feelings so well. And
or go to growupplan.com now.
Honestly, how I felt was, before I dive into talking about my ex-husband, who I still love. I mean, he's a great guy. I was in love with him since the day that he proposed marriage to me, and I will always be in love with him. Always. It doesn't matter if he's got a wife or he went back to his other wife or if he's got a whole family, tons of kids, and he leaves, goes back to Kabul. It really doesn't matter. I don't care if we never see each other again. I just want him to be healthy, alive, and cared for well by his wife, like he should be, according to Islamic law. And Afghan culture, according to Afghan culture and and Islamic law and Islamic culture. But what I was gonna say was, Bosley has locations in Washington State, California State, Arizona State, Colorado, Texas, Florida, New York, and many, many, many more places across America. Okay, so to learn more about a free information kit and receive a $250 gift certificate good towards any Bosley restoration, go to www.bosley.com. That's www.bosley.com. and click on the square that's in the right-hand side, on the right-hand side of the screen, and it says, would you like to receive a free information kit? Okay, and request a free info kit. Okay, so, but back to, for all the guys that are bald out there and that are self-conscious about their hair, I have two ex-husbands actually. I have one husband who is Indian, and his father had a big, huge bald spot on the top of his head, and I mean, we signed a marriage license, but he wasn't really. We never lived as legal woman and husband. Okay, but. You know, he had a balding problem, and I referred him to Bosley, and I haven't really seen him, so I don't know if he's restored his hair or not. But my Afghan husband, he always wore a baseball cap, and he would take his cap off sometimes, you know, especially if it was time for us to make love or something like that. You know, he would take his baseball cap off, but he would always wear it at work as well. So apparently he felt more secure inside of himself if people did not see his head. And I never figured that out, and I never stopped to think about it because he treated me so well that it blinded me toward his physical looks. Actually, I was so drawn to his crystal green eyes and his teddy bear face that all I wanted was a baby with him, and I wanted a long life with him. So I just wanted to worship him every day and serve him, just like I served his breakfast and dinner. You know, basically, it's a serious thing when people literally feel uncomfortable with their own hair. You know, when my hair grows down to my waist, I feel that's the only time it actually accents my facial features because I'm very unique, I'm biracial, and I have mixed features that were very, you gotta be really comfortable with yourself to really find the beauty in that. And you gotta really be an intelligent person to also see the beauty within yourself. And be able to stand up for yourself when others try to pinpoint things and point at you because they're evil or maybe jealous of your racial background, or they're just jealous, period, and they just want to hurt your feelings. So they pick and point. Oh, you've got big ears. Oh, you've got, fat cheeks. You've got a big forehead. You've got whatever. I've had a Mexican girl told me something like, I was driving to go make a purchase from a Mexican family, a Mexican man that was married to a white woman and had interracial kids, and they lived like 40 miles away from Los Angeles. And so I had gotten off work, and this was a couple years ago. I had gotten off work, and I was with my recycling partner because I used to make like a couple $1,000s every week doing commercial recycling because Los Angeles is filled with trash, which is, one good thing that I like about the city of Los Angeles, because if you recycle, you'll never go broke. But basically, I was with my recycling partner, and we were on our way to drive. We were on our way 40 miles outside of Los Angeles to make a purchase of some Bauer Vapor inline hockey skates from this Spanish guy. Okay, and we got to his home, and but we had so many obstacles in our way. Like, we got into an accident. We were parked in a parking space, and we backed up, and this Mexican girl who was with a black guy just kind of stopped right behind us. They were driving, and we were backing up, and instead of stopping over here while we're backing up with our lights on, as it was getting a little dark outside, then they decided to come right behind the truck and stop abruptly. And we backed into their door. Okay, so we got out and tried to accommodate her and ask her, what would you like? What would you do? What's this and that and this and that? So she ended up calling me a bitch. And I was with a Spanish Arab guy. Okay, so I like Mexico. I like Spanish people. I like Spanish Europeans and whatever, both male and female. But sometimes you come across one that thinks that the other Mexicans see you like they see you in their head, and they've been so isolated by she was with a black guy. So apparently the black guy had been isolating her, telling her that she's better than everybody else in the whole entire planet. So apparently she had gotten conditioned to think that she really was. So when he let her out of the cage, she approached me and was very disrespectful in her speech. She called me a bitch, number one. Number two, she proceeded to tell me, who do you think you are talking to me like you're misintelligent? And I said, well, I am who I am. And she says, with that hair? And I said, hun, I have children that have your skin complexion and the same cold black straight hair that you have. I don't care what kind of kids you have. I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at your hair, and you look like shit. And it dawned on me that that's why the government segregated me from my kids. She enlightened me. Instead of me taking, a bullet and busting a cap in her fucking skull, I said to myself, wait a minute. She's absolutely right. Who am I to, with this nappy fucking head of hair, who am I to deliver children that look Iranian? That look even better than the father that they came from. Apparently there's something in my genes that mixes with the Indian people's genes that when I reproduce a baby, the baby comes out looking more Indian than their own women. So I could understand that boiling anger inside and that want and need to just kill the glitch in me and just make me invisible once and for all. Tell the children, we adopted you and your mother died when you were 1. How's that? Huh? Or me delivering a black kid with a thick British accent. What the fuck? In America? Okay, so, you see, there's a relationship between me and this country. But for some reason, I need to escape the country and go to Dawn because the country uses puppets to relay messages. So she was just a dumb puppet. Okay, I can't possibly harm her or think those harmful thoughts and be dangerous and let her destroy my inner peace because she's just a dummy. Literally. I'm not saying that she's dumb. And here I've spoken about black people, Indian people, myself, Spanish Arabs, Spanish Europeans, and Caucasians. I'm not being racist. If you think that me explaining my own turmoil and the way that you terrorize me is me being racist toward you, if you think the words coming out of my mouth is being racist or hateful, then you're looking at a fucking mirror, because I'm explaining what you have done to me, not what I think of you. Have you ever told a story before? Well, get it right, learn some intelligence, and understand the difference between me speaking hate and me explaining and describing your behavior toward me. And that's when I'll sincerely form respect for me, for you, within myself. Otherwise, I'll continue to tell you, okay, and pretend as though I'm listening to you, and not a damn word you say makes an ounce of sense to me. So, once again, it dawned on me. She was trying to deliver me a message. I'm gonna step inside her ass right now and project exactly, I'm gonna translate the meaning of what she was trying to tell me. Okay, this is what she was trying to tell me. So I'm gonna step out of myself. I'm not Rachel right now. I'm gonna step outside of me, and I'm gonna step inside her ass, and I'm going to tell you exactly what she meant, translated. Okay. You fucking nigger. I don't give a fuck if your ugly ass had biracial kids or what, or if they had long, straight, silky hair, or wavy, curly, straight, silky hair, or if they had curly, silky hair, or whatever they had. You no longer have your motherfucking kids because I'm the mob, and the mob is speaking through me, bitch, nigger. And basically, what's going on is that I'm trying to get it through your thick skull that, bitch, we left you desolate and alone with no children or evidence to prove what your racial genes inside of you with that nappy ass fucking head of hair can actually reproduce. Because we'll never have kids that look like us or better than us looking up and being supervised by a mentor that looks like you with a nappy fucking head of hair. Bitch, I don't care if your skin is white or not. You're nothing but one of those white, ugly, nappy-headed niggers. Okay, so now I'm going to step out of her character, and I'm going to step back inside my character and explain the translation that just went on. Now, this is basically how all the Mexicans see me in Los Angeles. So they either want to see me belittled down to selling my ass for $10 or $15 on a track. Any resources I accumulate, they want to take it from me to make sure that I never get anything easily. They want me to end up toothless because they already tried to take a wrench and bust all my teeth out. Then that didn't work physically, so then they tried to give me a product to whiten my teeth, but it had poison in it that was going to completely diminish the strength of the enamel in my teeth, because they have a desire to see every black person, or what they think in their head is black, because they have their own little computer inside this skull of theirs. So they all want to pretend like the definition of what they think a person is inside their little mind is going to be exactly what you're going to be. And if they have to fight for it year after year after year with you being their target, then that's what's going to happen. They're not going to let their paws off of you in Los Angeles. And if you want to leave Los Angeles, because you say you're too good to be surrounded by trash and stupidity. You're too good to be around stress on a 24-hour basis. You're too good to be around violent individuals who have nothing better to do in life but make fun of others on camera and off camera in reality, have nothing better to do than stalk any interest you have. Whether it's figure skating, speed skating, it could be swimming, it could be rollerblading for exercise. No, they want you to become desolate, in misery, so that you can walk down the street and see them dancing at a Zumba studio that they paid $20 to open and run. Now, these aren't only Mexicans. Each race that makes up the city of Los Angeles has their own way of getting revenge against you. Now, why would they want to get revenge against you? Because you're alive and existent and you're in their space. But you see, Los Angeles is a mob, okay? Even their own citizens don't recognize it. Okay, they're all Muppets. And what happens is the mob reaches out. What happens is when you get celebrities that reside in the Los Angeles area, they even try to, when they really want to find comfort, because they're always so used and abused in Los Angeles, used like whores and machines that have no control over their own lives, always made to feel like they have to keep reaching and reaching and reaching and reaching for something that's never tangible. Like, if this was my real length of my hair right now, I guarantee you that a group of people will find an excuse to make me feel like I need to have short hair. Because short hair is the thing to be. Okay, if my hair was black, they'd make me think it had to be blonde. And if I were white, they would abuse me, try to harass me, and try to make me feel like black is the empowerment of the day. If I were black, then they would try to make me feel like, well, being white and blonde is the most important thing, and that's how you can just sit on your ass and get everything you want without putting much effort out. They'll make you go sell your ass on the track by targeting all of your sources. Okay? They'll hack into your cell phone and monitor it. Okay? And they will follow you with every person you meet. Because you can't just stay isolated inside the house all day long. You go out, you go meet people. Usually you're on a schedule at work, you go to lunch. Okay, so they will follow every fucking person that you come into contact with, especially people that benefit you. Okay, if there's benefit involved, you can consider that person vanished out of your fucking life. Okay, now,